So the number one most important thing you can do is check their verification status. Now there are 3 different kinds of verification status for any supplier on Alibaba. The first one is called A and V. It looks like a little rabbit ear, and the A means authentication and the V means verification. And all it means is their company name, their business license, and their contact information was verified. Now for me, that is not enough vetting in order to trust them to work with. So I do not recommend trusting A and V as a legitimate way to work with that supplier. The second thing you can look for is the on-site check, which is basically where Alibaba staff go to their factory and they look at exactly what they're doing. They can see the factory, they've tested, they've basically been on site and they verified that this actually is a real company. Now again, this isn't a guarantee you would never get scammed, but if a company's willing to go to the pains of building a factory or buying one or using one, it's extremely unlikely that they're going to be trying to scam you. Now, when you look in Alibaba and you see a gold supplier, and I'll show you an example of one here real quick. So watch this. So if I go here and let's say I'm looking for a wooden vase and I want to sell a wooden vase on eBay or Amazon or my own e-commerce store, and I scroll down here, see where it says 3-year? See that little round gold? That is a sign it's a gold supplier, and it means they had the on-site check. So that's pretty valid. I only prefer to go with 2 years or longer because if you go with 1 year, there have been a few that have gotten underneath the radar and they faked it long enough and the on-site check was not valid or they were using someone else's factory. But if someone's going for 2 years and they've had that second year of check, your chances are pretty slim that this is not a legitimate company or they're spending a lot of money to try to get away with a scam. Now again, this isn't the only thing you want to worry about, but if you do the on-site check, if you are going with someone who's had the on-site check, your chances are very strong. The way to see an on-site check, an on-site check supplier, it'll have a symbol like a house. You'll see a symbol like a house underneath the rabbit ears, and that is a sign that this is a valid supplier or much stronger than just the A and V check. The third one is what's called an assessed supplier, assessed. Assessed is extremely, extremely valid. I mean, it is almost impossible to be scammed by an assessed supplier. Now, I will tell you, it is very hard to find them because it is a lot of money they have to pay and a ton of validation and paperwork they have to go through in order to be validated. So if you look right here, so the A and V, which is just authentication and verification check, business license, contact information, that's it. Not enough for me. I would not trust it. On-site check, all gold suppliers have had this. They got business license, contact information, business type, company factory location, ownership status of the premises, photos of suppliers' operations. When you're on Alibaba, you can click on the company. A lot of times they will show you pictures of their factory. I understand they could just download this from the internet somewhere, but if it's a gold supplier, someone actually went on site and checked it. And then you got certifications from subsidiaries, partners, and contractors. Now for the assessed supplier. It has everything the on-site check has, plus about twice as much, a whole lot more. They even have verification of documents that they have to be able to pull up and show to someone who's interested in vetting their company. So those are the 3 things you want to look out for. I recommend on-site check. Gold supplier is great. Assessed supplier, if you are really afraid of taking risk, go with an assessed supplier. But good luck finding them. They're really hard to find because it's hard to get to that level. And again, I've never used an assessed supplier. I've always used gold supplier, never had a single issue.